Hello and welcome to Pokemon Lair. My name is TD and today I'm unboxing a box of 10 Pokemon cards I sent to Professional Sports Authority sometime in 2020 and I got them back and let's take a look at what I got. They ship them in this nice box, professionally packaged so they arrive safe and sound. Let's get them out of here and check what grades I got. Let's take a look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Brock's Rhydon, a Holo first edition, the number 2 card. As you can see, this card looks really good in the light. The surface I think is really clean. Our centering looks really good. I think it's all within spec. Looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage that can affect the grade. We look at the back and I can see that the surface looks really clean and the edges and the corners, I think they're really clean too. Looking at the centering, I think it's within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side. This could be a good card. Let's take a look and see what grade we got. Mint 9. Wow, I thought that was going to be a 10, a definite 10. Wow. This card is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Brock's Rhyhorn first edition, the number 22 card. Looking at the front surface, I think it looks really clean. I don't see any damage or problems. The centering, I think, is within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side. Our edges and our corners show no damage. We do a quick turnaround to the back and we can see that the surface is clean just like the front. Looking at our centering, it's definitely within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side. But looking at our corners, I think there's very slight damage to all 4 corners. And we're going to get a grade of Mint 9 for Brock's Rhyhorn. Man, it's all turning out good. You're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Erika's Dragonair, a Holo first edition, the number 4 card. Looking at this card, you can see that the holographics look really clean. There's no problems. There's a little bit of it showing in the light. Our centering on this card, the front looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. I think it's all within tolerance. Our edges and corners, I don't see any issues that will affect the grade on this card. As we look to the back, you can see that the centering looks pretty good from side to side and top to bottom, all within tolerance. Our surface looks good. There's no damage to it. And going to our edges are clean. Our corners, though, we have a problem on the upper left corner. It's a little bit of damage there. And we're going to get a grade of Mint 9 for old Dragonair. I like it. That's a very good card. Let's take a look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Brock's Zubat, a first edition, the number 24 card. This front of this card looks really good. I don't see any problems with the surface graphics of this card. There's no staining or creases or anything like that. Our centering looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. I think it's all within spec. Our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage. Flipping the card over and looking at the back, you can see that it looks really good. I don't see any issues with the surface of the card. Our centering looks well within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side. Going to our edges are pretty clean. Our corners, though, we have problems with the 2 left and the upper right corner. They all show slight damage. And that's going to return a grade of Mint 9. I'm getting a lot of 9s and I like it. I really like this card. It is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz, a Holo first edition, the number 6 card. Looking at the front surface of this card, it looks really good. The front surface is really great. Our centering is all within spec. Our edges and our corners are really clean. There is a slight bubble on the Holo just to the right of the Electabuzz, closer to the edge of the frame. That looking at the back of this card, the whole surface looks great. The centering looks great. All within spec. Our edges and our corners are beautiful. This could have been a 10, should be a 10 card, but I'm worried about that little bubble on the front. And the grade's going to be a Mint 9. Man, I was wondering about that bubble and it affected the grade. Let's look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Erika's Victreebel, a first edition, the number 26 card. This card is over 22 years old and looks brand new on the front. I don't see any problems with the surface. Our edges and our corners I think are really clean. Our centering looks within tolerance for the side to side and top to bottom. Looking at the back, you can see that the surface is really clean. I don't see any damage. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think is all within spec. Looking at our corners and our edges, our corners, all four corners have very, very slight damage. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. That's pretty good for that old Victreebel. I want to take a look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Lieutenant Surge's Magneton, a Holo First Edition, the number 8 card. The front surface of this card looks awesome. I like the graphics. The Holo's showing through on the video. Under the light, our centering I think is within tolerance, especially from side to side. Top to bottom doesn't look too bad. Our edges and our corners, I don't have a problem with any of them. Looking at the back, I don't see any damage or stains or any creases. It looks really good on the surface. Our centering I think is really good. It looks way within tolerance. It's going to our edges and our corners. I looked at them and I'm looking at them again and I think there's some slight damage to the upper right, but this could be a 10. And our grade is going to be a Mint 9. Man, I thought that was going to be a 10, but it's a really, really good 9. Let's take a look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, a first edition number 28 card. Looking at the front surface of this card, there's no dings, damage, or dirt. Our centering I think is within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side. Our edges and our corners show no damage. As we turn to the back of the card, you can see that the surface is just as good as the front. There's no damage or dirt or anything. Our centering is within tolerance from top to bottom and side to side, just like the front. As we turn to our edges, they're clean, but we go to our corners. The upper right corner and the lower left corner both have some damage. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9 for this Raichu. I like Raichu. He's one of my favorite Pokemon. Let's take a look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Misty's Tentacruel, a Holo First Edition, the number 10 card. I really like the artistry and graphics on this card. It looks really cool. Our centering, I think, is within tolerance from top to bottom. From left to right, I think it might be out of tolerance to the left. And looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any problems. Looking at the back of the card, you can see that the surface is really clean. There's no issues or damage. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think is within tolerance. I think it's better than the front. Looking at our corners and our edges, they look really clean. I don't think I see any damage. And our grade is going to be a Mint 9. I bet you that centering was out of tolerance on the front. We're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Misty's Goldeen, a first edition, the number 30 card. Looking at the front surface of this card and the graphics, it looks really clean, no damage to it. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think is all within tolerance. Looking at our edges and our corners, they're free from damage. As we take a look at the back of the card, you can see that the surface looks really good. Looking at our centering, I think it's within tolerance from top to bottom and left to right. Finally, looking at our corners and our edges are really clean. Looking at our corners, our upper right corner and our lower left corner show a little damage. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9 for this Misty's Goldeen. I like it. It's a very good grade. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and check out all of the other videos. And remember, you got to catch them all.